the host of the Gridiron.
All right, baby, welcome to the Gridiron. If you can give this video a thumbs up or maybe share this video, that would be absolutely freaking awesome. If you subscribe to my channel, thank you. If not, please go down below, hit the subscribe button, hit that bell icon. That way next time I go live, if I put a video out, you'll be notified. And it's free of charge. What do you got to lose, right? But if you are subscribed to my channel, thank you. If you want to help support my channel out, very top link in the description box takes you to my membership page. I got 3 different membership levels. Each one has their own little perks to them. So if you want to help support my channel, it would mean so much to me. And I thank you in advance. And also, in the description box below, as well, is a link that takes you to my Facebook group. It's called the New York Giants, the Gridiron. It's my Facebook group. We have over 9,400 members in the group. It's doing simply marvelous, might I add. Basically, if I'm alive and breathing, and if I got internet access, I am putting stuff in this group darn near 365. It's called the New York Giants, the Gridiron. It's my Facebook group. Please join it. You will not be dissatisfied. I promise. All right. Well, I mean, it's like, yeah, I guess after a loss, you want to have another game right away. That way, you kind of forget about that one. The problem is the way we just got annihilated by the Bucs. If we have another one, then we want to get embarrassed, on Thanksgiving, which is a good possibility, right? Man, another turkey day with a bad taste in your mouth. I'll tell you what, I mean, we're going to go over, well, let's pop this up here. Yeah, I'll tell you what, the injury list is, wow, I mean, neither team is lacking for some guys on the injury report. I'll tell you what, Giants got some guys. We'll go over that. And the Cowboys, whoo, my goodness. I mean, they got look like half their team is, obviously, the guys listed on the injury report, I'm sure a majority of them are going to wind up playing, but I mean, they got a lot of guys listed on the injury report. So, but we might wind up getting, we might have a Drew Luck. Might have an Andrew Luck now. Wouldn't that be nice if, might have a Drew Luck sighting on Thanksgiving. So we might have 3 games and 3 different quarterbacks, possibly. I mean, Tommy Chicken Cutlet Parmesan, he bruised it must be his throwing arm, I guess, because he bruised his forearm. I mean, hit a helmet or exactly what it was, whatever. But so it's. Dave said he was gonna. They got a walkthrough once again. They had a walkthrough today, and he was going to basically see how it goes. But he said he wasn't committing that 100% that he was going to be playing. So once again, it is absolutely amazing. It really is absolutely amazing. I mean, I don't know. Will the Giants ever catch a break ever again? Absolutely freaking amazing. But let's see here. So the injuries here. Tommy Devito might miss Thanksgiving Day game versus the Cowboys. The bad news keeps piling up for the New York Football Giants. Yes, it does. Yep. Absolutely amazing. It is unfreaking believable. Giants quarterback Tommy DeVito might miss Thursday's Thanksgiving Day game against the Cowboys. Giants coach Brian Daboll said on Tuesday DeVito has a forearm injury. DeVito was not on Monday's injury report. Daboll said the quarterback would be limited in Tuesday's practice, adding that he was hopeful DeVito would be ready to start, but that was not a 100%, certainty. So DeVito, of course, became the starter, obviously, when Daniel Jones was benched, then ultimately requested and received his release. DeVito went 21 of 31, 489 yards, in the Giants' 30-7 loss to the Bucs on Sunday. He was sacked only 4 times and took a number of big hits. Even the game for a play at one point after having the wind knocked out of him. That's when Drew Lock came in for one play. What's up, buddy? So now, obviously, Tommy Devito, his first half was not very good at all. He wound up, what was it, say, 21 out of 31. Completed 2/3 of his passes. Okay. But you kind of wonder, and also, the Bucs are up by 812 points in the second half. It's like, let's just play back, nothing deep. We're going to complete stuff. Let's have it be short, rally up, make the tackle, unlike what the Giants do. The Giants rally up and miss tackles. But the other teams and the other 31 rally, make the tackle, is where the Giants don't seem to want to tackle. But, they make the tackle, clock keeps running, so the Giants, go down the field and maybe score. Now they're down 812-7. And meanwhile, the Giants just took 6-7 minutes off the clock. So that's cool with the Bucs. So, that might have a good possibility of why, the second half, because basically, I guess you figure he had about 150 yards passing in the second half. I'm going to be rocket scientist. You double that. You had 150 in the first, 150. We're looking at a 300-yard passing game, but it wasn't anywhere near that. So, but they're right. Drew Lock, who has been the Giants' number 2 quarterback all season, was bypassed in favor of DeVito when the Giants benched Jones, which started DeVito can't play. Journeyman. Then we got Tim Boyle. Simon Jones was waived, would be the backup. Oh my God, it is unbelievable. It is absolutely unfreaking believable. Got these other teams that I can't stand. Just pretty much all good luck. Everything just goes their way. You know what I mean? And then the Giants, they can't nothing. Nothing goes right. Not one thing has gone right all season long. Absolutely freaking amazing. It really is. All right. Other injuries. Jermaine Illuminor had a quad. Armon Watts, the defensive tackle, has a shoulder. Let's see. So the guys on Tuesday's injury report did not participate in practice would be Illuminor, Ojulari, and Watts. Limited participation in practice was Tay Banks with a rib, DJ Davidson with the shoulder, Tommy DeVito with his right forearm, unfortunately. If it was maybe his left and it wasn't his throwing, right, maybe he might have a better chance, obviously, of playing. Because it's not his throwing hand, arm, whatever, right? But it is what it is. Theo Johnson, back. Micah McFadden with a thumb and a heel. Evan Neal with a hip. Tyler Newman with a back and full participation in practice. Sexy Dexy with the knee. Now, I just can't even talk. It's just unbelievable. Evan Neal's on the list again. And I understand injuries happen and all, but I just can't even talk. It is absolutely mind-boggling how this guy cannot walk and chew gum without popping Achilles' heel or something. It is simply absolutely amazing. Unbelievable. You can forget about it, picking up that dude's fifth-year option next year. You can forget about that. The guy's just a walking injury, but absolutely amazing. I want to say, let me see. If I can copy this. I'm just dying to see how many snaps he took in college here. All right, let's go here. Let's go NCAA. Then we'll go 1, 2, 3. We'll go 2021. We'll go, let's see here, Evan Neal. Tackle out of Alabama. His senior season, played in 1,000 snaps, 1,073 snaps. In his other two seasons, 2020, played in 789 and 723 snaps. Here he came and playing 7 snaps without getting injured. Absolutely amazing. I said his senior year, played week 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Looks like he played in every game his senior season. 1,073 snaps, graded out of 85.8, 83.6 pass blocking, 80.4 run blocking. Right. But I mean, it is absolutely. It's like we can't draft a guy. We can't draft an offensive lineman. The offensive lineman we draft are one of three things: either they get injured, they suck, or both. Straight up, we don't draft. I mean. I guess, John Michael Schmitz, I don't want to say he sucks, so I don't want to say he sucks. He could be better. But, he's had a little injury here, a little injury there. But so far, I guess maybe the injury bug really hasn't bitten him. But, you look, it's like, it's like we're drafting McEthan, and he's gone because he sucks. Draft Lemieux, he just sucked, and he couldn't walk out on, he couldn't put a jock strap on without popping his Achilles heel. It's unbelievable. Andrew Thomas is great, but he's injured all the time. Evan Neal's injured all the time. It is amazing. Absolutely amazing how we can't draft an offensive lineman that's worth a damn who can stay healthy. It is unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. It's Evan Neal. Now, I said, to be fair, let's say, he was limited. He has an issue with the hip. Now, the other thing, too, is it's on a short week, right? So it's not like, we'll give you a day off or something like that, then we'll slowly ease you into it. No, we played Sunday. You got 3 days, and you got to play again. So that could be another, thing why there maybe, he had maybe a little something, maybe, you don't ever gonna know. Maybe a little something with his hip, but that's why they're really, really limiting him, because there's a limited amount of time in between these two games. So they're really, being cautioning on this, on the safe side, right? Maybe that's possible. Who knows? But it is unbelievable. The guy missed all spring training. All of first, a half of the season, comes back, plays a couple games, and he's injured again. It is unbelievable. It really is. Unbelievable. All right. But the Cowboys, they got a ton of guys as well, too. You look here. My goodness. All right. So the Giants, also, to be fair with the Giants had their bye week. So, yeah. Theory was that, you get a little bit healthy when you come back. It's not the case with the Cowboys, right? So let's see. So the Cowboys, holy cow. Geez, Jim, I don't even think I can count this high. All right, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. They got 17 guys listed on injury. Now, once again, they got Deron Bland with a foot. He was limited. Brandon Cooks with a knee. He was limited. Trevon Diggs with a groin and a knee. He did not participate in practice on Tuesday. I guess it's Chuma Edoga, the tackle. He has a toe. He was full participation. Jake Ferguson with a concussion. He did not participate. Tyler Guyton, the tackle's shoulder. He was full participation. Eric Kendricks, a linebacker, groin and a shoulder. He did not participate. Marshawn Nealon, a defensive end with a knee. He did not participate. CeeDee Lamb with a back and a foot. He was limited in participation. Jordan Lewis, cornerback. He has a neck. He was full participation. Hunter Lupke, I hope I'm saying some of these guys' names right. He's a fullback. He has a calf, but he was full participation. Zach Martin, He has an ankle and a shoulder. He did not participate. Sim Richards, a tackle. He has an ankle. He did not participate. Cooper Rush, quarterback. Now, with the knee, he was limited in participation, but it seems like he's kind of trending in the right way. Right? So regardless, however you look at it, it's going to be backup versus backup. Right? It's going to be like Cooper Rush, maybe Locke, right, going against each other. Or it might be Tommy DeVito and Rush. But either way, neither one of the Giants neither one of the starting quarterbacks for either team is going to be, or the first stringers, right? Because Daniel Jones is gone and Dak is gone for the season as well, too. The guard, Tyler Smith, was an ankle and a knee. He was limited. Nick Vigil, the linebacker, he has a foot. He did not participate. And Kalen Carson, cornerback, he has a shoulder. He did not participate. Let's see. It said the Cowboys held a walkthrough and participate. Let's see. So, So once again, none of those guys have a game time status for the Cowboys. The same thing with the Giants, But I mean, the Cowboys got a lot of guys injured. I mean, it's something. I guess you kind of want it. I guess maybe something's got to give. I don't know. The Cowboys absolutely are straight up just trash at home. It's so weird because they went on a long, I forgot how many games it was in a row where they won so many games in a row at home. And it finally got snapped. And once it got snapped, man, they're just getting blown out of the water. And they've been getting blown out of the water so bad, it would be even worse, but they had that amazing comeback that fell just short against the Ravens. The Ravens were beating them 28-6 or something. I think it may have been 28. Oh, let's take a look here. Let's go Ravens. At Cowgirls. Let's see here. 2024. All right. So let's final score. And what we'll do, let's see here. Yeah. It was 28-6. Then the Cowboys scored 3 touchdowns in the fight. It was 28-6 going into the last. So basically, with about 9 minutes to go in the game, we're still 28-6. Final 9 minutes of the game, the Cowboys scored 3 touchdowns to make it 28-25. I'm sorry, I thought it was 28-27, 28-25. So they almost had like a miracle comeback. I mean, that would have been, because the Ravens couldn't score in the last quarter. I mean, the Ravens put up 21 points in the first half, and in the second half, they scored 1 touchdown. And actually, they scored their touchdown with 12 minutes to go in the third quarter. So, 33 minutes. So the first 33 minutes of the game, 33 minutes, they scored 4 touchdowns. They scored 28 points in 33 minutes. The final 27 minutes of the game, the Ravens couldn't score a point. But anyway, I said the Cowboys, their point differential at home is unbelievably horrible. But they haven't won at home. That obviously to be, the Giants have, where the Giants have had success, right, has been on the road, right? So I don't want to say something's got to give, but can the Cowboys capitalize on being home? Right, Thanksgiving, right? Can the Giants, go on the road once again and look somewhat decent, or maybe win a game? I mean, it really is. It's like when we played the Browns, right? I mean, didn't look too bad. And then a couple of weeks later, I guess it was against Seattle. It's like, man, it's a pretty good team. Holy cow. Watch out for these. I'm telling you, watch out for these Giants. Oh my God. Wow. What a difference a few weeks can make, huh? But anyway, so there's no listings as far as guys, as far as game time status or anything like that. But so I guess a lot of the guys that have maybe some types of nicks and bruises, I guess they're probably really playing on the side of caution. I guess, or erring on the side of caution, I guess, because you only got Sunday, you got 3 days off, then you got to play another game. So, but the one nice thing is also, for the Cowboys and the Giants is once this game is here for Thanksgiving is over, then they got 10 days. I got what? Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. They got 10 days off before their next game. So, so they'll be able to really, hopefully rest up some guys and, for that final. So what would it be? 5 games left, right? So after this game here, they'll have 10 days off. And, when they come back, they'll have only 5 games left to go in the season. Thank God. I mean, it's a shame because it's like, I don't know. It's like after so many games, during the season, it's almost kind of like, yep, the only thing we got to look forward to is the draft and free agency. That's all we got to look forward to. Yeah, but I'm going like, off on Evan Neal. Then of course we got this. Azeez Ojulari, his season's over. He's going on the IR. Not only is his season over, is quite possibly his Giants career is probably over with as well, because this is his 4th season. He was a 2nd-round pick. Now, if he didn't have injury issues, injury problems, or, coming out of college, I'm sure he would have been a 1st-round pick because, we can all agree that, at times when he's helped, maybe he's not super duper phenomenal, maybe at run defense. I think sometimes Kayvon's better, maybe setting the edge and all of that. But we can, agree that, when Azeez is healthy, he can certainly be a factor in the pass rushing department without question. And it was nice, when Kayvon was healthy, when Burnsy was healthy, and you had Azeez on the sideline, you bring Azeez in, it's like, he's your 3rd edge rusher. You got 3 really good edge rushers, and which is so important in the modern NFL. You got one. They can slide the protection over that way. Unless he's like Lawrence Taylor or something like that, or whatever. If you got one guy, one really good, they can do things that minimize his effect on the game. But if you got 2, that really, that's special. That's really good. But the thing is also is that, what the Giants don't want or what other teams don't want is, when like a Kayvon gets injured or a Burns needs a blow, he needs to come out for a few snaps or something like that. He's a little tired or whatever. If you got to bring Toman Fox in to take his spot, it's like, why? So I'm saying that the what the Giants had was very, very special because they were paying one guy, obviously Burnsy, paying him salary, right? But then you had the other 2 guys were on their rookie deals, So we had 3 really legitimate good edge rushers. And I said we weren't paying them an astronomical amount of money because 2 of them were still on their rookie deals, but. Unfortunately for Azeez, he probably just took his last snap was against the Buccaneers this past Sunday. Because if we look, where are we at Azeez? Let's see. His rookie season, he actually he played in 17 games his rookie season, right? Started 13, played in 17, and actually had 8 sacks. Things were really looking, it's like, wow. It's almost like, man, the guy came out, he had some injury issues, but he played in 17 games, he had 8 sacks. Wow. Man, imagine if this guy gets a little better or whatever, or this or that. Man, we could be looking at double-digit sacks constantly from this guy. Nope. Because in 2022, he played in 7 games. So he missed 10. 2023, he played in 11 games, missed 6. 2024, this season, he's going to miss the final 6 games. So he missed 6, 6, and 10. So he's missed 22 games over the past 3 seasons. It's a shame. You really would have to think that his I mean, obviously, quite possibly if some players have gone south, some players have kind of packed their suitcases in or whatever, and they're just playing out the final 5-6 games of the season or whatever. It's just everything's all formality and all and everything. But you can kind of see with maybe Azeez, obviously, I'm sure it's a toe. I don't know if it's turf toe or what, but you could certainly see where he would want to, as far as I'm concerned, anyway, where he would want to play because this is his last season with the Giants, quite possibly. So he's going to want to get that one payday, quite possibly, with another team. Maybe somebody pick him up for 3 years, whatever, give him whatever, But I mean, it would behoove him if he played and he got himself, if he could somehow get another like 4 sacks, because that would give him 10 on the season and coming his final season, right? Going out into the world and all that as a free agent and everything. And, he's got a 10-sack season last year on his resume. It's, that would help. Right? Especially if he had a 10-sack season on his resume, but he also played the whole season too. That would help. I mean, he's not doing himself any favors by just, I mean, if he's not fully 100% really, really hurt, right? If he's just trying to I'm good. I don't want to get hurt, right? Playing for this team or something, but I would have to think that just my personal opinion that, he's injured where it really, whatever the toe is, really affects his play. As I said, because it would really, I mean, because he's looking for that. He's looking for his body is quite possibly his one good payday. I don't know what his salary or his average, what he's worth out there on the open market. Who's going to be interested in him? But somebody will pick him up. But I mean, I said if he could stay healthy, if he could have played the whole year this year, and he could have picked up another 4 sacks somewhere along the line, his last 6 games or so. I think right because he only has 6, right? He's like stuck on 6. Yeah, he's stuck on 6, right? So if somehow he can get himself 4 more sacks in these final 6 games, double-digit sacks. I mean, that would really help his bottom line. But whatever. And once again, you can see where he can be productive, but you can also see he's missed 22 games in the last 3 years. I mean, he's missing like 7 games a season over the past 3 years. It's like, it really is. It's oh my God, it's unbelievable. All right. So let's go to Ojulari. Let's see. What do we got here? What do we got? New York Giants placing Azeez Ojulari on injury reserve following a toe injury. Ojulari will have his 3rd straight season interrupted by injury. Yeah, as I said, the first season he played in all 17 games, started 13. So 8. It was 8 or 8.5. 8. Ready. So, right. I mean, played every game, had 8 sacks. I mean, things were looking good. This, that, and the other thing, looking like a real good 2nd-round pick and all that. And so 3 weeks after deciding not to move him at the NFL trade deadline, the Giants are placing edge defender Azeez Ojulari on injury reserve due to a toe injury. Ojulari suffered the injury on Sunday against the Bucs. The 24-year-old Ojulari will finish the season with 6 sacks, the 2nd best total of his 4-year career. The Giants claim tight end, so they got. We're going to go over this. The Giants claimed the tight end off of waivers from the Broncos to fill his open roster spot. So we brought in a day 2 pick tight end who's still on his rookie deal. So we'll have to wait and see. But the tight end they picked up off of waivers has something in common with Azeez Ojulari, and we'll go over that a little later in our program here. Okay. Let's see. Ojulari did not have a sack in any of his last 3 games. Yeah, I mean, 2 of those coming after the trade deadline. So, Ojulari can be a free agent this offseason. This particular injury should not impact his value on the open market, but his overall injury history might. Oh, absolutely. I mean, this particular injury shouldn't, but the fact that he can't stay, the fact that he's missed 7 games a season for the past 3 seasons, yeah. I mean, at this injury, no, but just the fact once again that he can't stay healthy, yeah, it's gonna affect him. It's gonna affect his bottom line. How much? Who knows? But considering a first-round talent, Ojulari fell to the Giants in round 2 of the 2021 NFL Draft, at least in part because of concerns about a knee injury he had suffered as a high school player. Ojulari had 8 sacks in a promising rookie season, but a variety of soft tissue injuries caused him to play in just 18 of a potential 34 regular season games in 2022 and 2023 combined. So, at least, those were soft tissue injuries, right? Which isn't the case here, right? But it just goes to show you also that, he maybe not having a soft tissue injury. I mean, like, it was 2022. I mean, one of his injuries was he got kneed or kicked by Kirk Cousins in the Minnesota game, the game during the regular season. Hit him in the quad, I think it was, and I don't know, really bruised him out of him, I guess. But so he had soft tissue injuries. So the toe obviously isn't a soft tissue injury, but it's just showing that he's going to miss final 6 games of the season. So, what they said in that article, this one particular injury, just the toe. It's not like he had a knee injury or something like that. You won't hurt his value, but the fact that once again he can't stay healthy is going to hurt his value, right? I mean, it's the 3rd year in a row. It's 22 games he's missed, right, over the past 3 seasons. Once again, but unfortunately, it looks like Azeez Ojulari just might have played his final snap as a New York Football Giant. So the Giants are going to, somewhere along the line, we're going to have to be out there, looking for a third edge rusher, because this one season we actually had 3 decent edge rushers. Go figure. All right, then we got this. I seen this. So it looks like Shane and Brandon Brown will keep, and Mara, that John Mara, his son, nephew, whatever it was. I think he was out there too. Joe Shane visits Papa Prime in Colorado. There was a little video. It's like about 13 seconds long, showing like Prime coming out and shaking hands, with all of them, and they made like small conversation, but it was, as I said, the video was like 13 seconds long, wasn't that? Yeah, man. Now it just kind of makes you kind of wonder, because Coach Prime said behind closed doors, right? That, behind closed, not publicly or nothing like that, that if Hunter or his son was going to get drafted by an organization, a team, whatever, that he didn't want him to go to, he was going to say something about behind closed doors. Now it's kind of interesting because the Giants are about as seemingly right now about as dysfunctional as you could possibly be. I wonder what he was kind of thinking when the Giants kind of came in. He's looking at him like, "Oh man, hope my son don't go there." What? So got this article here. Sanders to the New York Giants hype is in overdrive after Joe Shane was seen at the Colorado practice. A viral video of the Giants GM Joe Shane and other Giants decision makers at Colorado football practice on Tuesday has both proponents and opponents of Colorado's Shedeur Sanders being the Giants' next quarterback taking the social media to offer their opinion. So there's a bunch of people responding to that. But So we got Brandon Brown. Oh, Jesse Armstead was there. Brandon Brown, Joe Shane, special assistant to the GM is Jesse Armstead, and director of player personnel, Tim McDonald. It wasn't Merritt, Tim McDonald. Talking to Colorado coach Prime. Sanders, of course, is Shedor's father. Sanders is considered by many to be the top quarterback in the draft. Excuse me. Excuse me. By many. Not PFF. All right. I'm going to go over that in a couple minutes here. But the 2-9 Giants, who have a chance to end up with the number 1 overall pick, need a new franchise quarterback after finally parting ways with Daniel Jones. Sanders is immensely talented, but does not come without warnings. The first is that he is Deion's son. Deion Sanders has made it clear that he will not hesitate to pull strings to make certain Shedeur does not land with a team the elder Sanders does not approve of. Sanders, perhaps partially because he is coached by his father at the collegiate level, has been said to be entitled. He pushed an official from behind during the Buffalo's loss to Kansas on Saturday. Earlier this year, he left the sideline early during a loss to Nebraska and was then critical of his offensive line in the aftermath. There's a video here that says showing Sanders exiting the field with 2 minutes left to go in the game. They're down by, they're losing to Nebraska 28-10, 2 minutes to go, and Sanders is just walking off the field. Shane, if he remains the Giants GM, and the rest of the organization will have to decide if they are comfortable with all of the things that would come with Shedeur if they were to draft him. Shane and coach Brian Daboll have not shied away from big personalities. Edge defender Tommy Devito, Shane's first 2022 pick, is a player some shied away from. Wide receiver Malik Neighbors, drafted number 6, is another whose penchant for demanding the ball and expressing displeasure when he doesn't get it. Well, hey, that's what you want, man. That's what you draft the guys for, right? Guy, give me the frickin' ball, right? Let's see. Which we have seen over the past few days was well known before the draft. Shedeur Sanders would be the biggest risk of them all. Here's what some were saying about Sanders after the videos. There's a bunch of people talking about, I could care less about what these people got to say about Shedeur Sanders. Now, one of them, though, I want to go is Todd McShay. Todd McShay, he was, he was spot on, might I add. When after the draft of Daniel Jones, he basically what he said, if you go back and listen to what Todd McShay said about Daniel Jones, he was like almost spot on. Now, does that mean that Todd McShay is the football guru and what he says is gospel and he's never wrong? Of course not. Come on, man. But he was right on with Daniel Jones. Now there's a little video here. I don't know who it is, but somebody's talking to McShay, and asking about Shedeur Sanders, and what he said was there was 4 guys. McShay said that he's like, Sanders is not Patrick Mahomes. Sanders is not Lamar Jackson. Sanders is not Josh Allen. Sanders is not Matthew Stafford. And then the other guy said, what about Burrow? And McShay thought for a second. He said, his absolute ceiling might be a Burrow. He said, McShay said, I see a right, because Tua is left-handed. I see a right-handed Tua and a Geno Smith, right? So he said, he's like, you take Geno Smith's best few years, and you take what Tua does and all of that. And if you to be honest, in the scheme of things, right? If that's if he can be almost as good as a Burrow or as good as maybe a Burrow, right? But I'm saying maybe you take the best couple of years of Geno, like what Geno did last season and all, right? And maybe Tua, right? I mean, in the scheme of things, I mean, that's a pretty good NFL career. I mean, is he going to be considered the GOAT of all? No, right? But I mean, some people seem to think that, like, man, if I'm not listed as the GOAT, I had a horrible career. No. But so it's not like we're drafting the John Elway, right? Andrew Luck, right? Peyton Manning. There's none of those guys here, right? So you're taking a chance. Now the thing is also, if Shador is anything like it seems like he's like his father. I mean, his father was just, it was, when he was a player, you couldn't tell him anything. I mean, he knew everything. I mean, he couldn't take criticism. He couldn't take nothing. I mean, it was, I'm prime. You know who I am? I'm prime. Dion would, if they were in a Super Bowl, just to go to show you, I mean, the way he thought, right? And whatever team Dion was on, they were on defense. Dion was playing defense. The other team was driving. Less than a minute to go in the game. The other team was down by 4 points. So they're getting inside the red zone or wherever like that. They're driving. The clock is ticking away and all that stuff. So the quarterback drops back to pass. They're down by 4, under a minute to go or something like that. And Dion's team is up by 4, right? Just, intercept the pass, take a knee, run out of bounds, whatever, the game's over. Now, see, what Dion would do, because once again, because it's what? It's all about him, right? Because everybody's looking at me. Everybody I am the greatest. Everyone wants to be me. Everybody's looking at me. It's all about me. So what would happen was, this is just the way he is. And one of the things I couldn't stand about him, when he came out. I mean, he's just so arrogant and cocky and all that. What that jackwagon would do would be like I said in the Super Bowl, the other team throws an intercepted pass. Guy jumps up, boom, intercepts it, and that say around the 5-yard line. Instead of taking a knee, right? And as soon as that knee hits the ground, boom, Super Bowl. All your team has got to do is come out there and take it. And the quarterback's got to take victory formation, take a knee. The clock runs out. Now, prime, right? Prime would be like, throw the ball to me. You would want the guy to intercept, get the ball instead of taking a knee and taking the victory. No, prime, give me the ball, man. I want to score. Like being a idiot. Right? He wants somebody to flip the ball to him so he can take it, so he can start dancing around and run for a touchdown or something like that. Because what? Because it's all about him. You know what I mean? So if Shador is like his father, who is I mean, he seems like he's a very good coach, and he can get through people's college kids' heads and all that stuff and everything, which is great. But when you couldn't tell him nothing in the pros, and if Shador is like that. That could be a problem. And also, I mean, this is New York. Things ain't going well. It can get really ugly really quick. I said, you got to look, because you look at Eli Manning, his demeanor, right? You look at even Daniel Jones, right? I mean, how many bad things went his way? He always the same kind of demeanor, took the bad questions, all that stuff he took. He was able to take it. He didn't produce that well, or as well as we were hoping he would and all that, but he was able to take it. Eli could take it, right? Yeah, things start going bad. You got to be able to take it. And if you can't, this place will just eat you up. So, so it's one thing, maybe drafting a Kayvon or drafting a Malik or something like that. But when you're drafting a quarterback and, he's like his father, it's a big city and things go bad and all of that. So you got to be careful about that. Really, really got to be careful. Because Dion was just a total genius. I mean, you couldn't tell him nothing. Couldn't tell him anything. It was all about him. All but give me the ball. Let me score. guess what? It's all about me. I'm the greatest. You know what I mean? Yeah, it was no team player. It was all about prime time. That's all it was about. I mean, of course, the people wanted to see that. Of course, I get it, but he was not a team player. I didn't like him at all. But so you got to be careful what you do. Very, very careful. But the Giants were out there, as I said. So Tom McShay said that he can certainly be a good quarterback. Yeah, but don't expect him to come in here and be the next coming of Patrick Mahomes. Not happening. He's got some issues to him. Now they got here on PFF. So I don't know. I mean, have you seen Alabama game against Oklahoma? Jalen Milroe did not look too good, okay? And somehow they still got him. He's the top-ranked quarterback. But I think he's rated like number 12 overall. Oh, okay. I had the quarterback. Hold on. Let's see. Quarterback. Jalen Milroe he's the big board ranked number 12. So they got 11 players in college football ranked higher than Jalen Milroe, although he is PFF's top-rated quarterback, PFF college quarterback coming out of the draft. So he's number 12, and then he got Cameron Ward is number 14. The big board, Shedeur Sanders is number 21. So according to PFF, that's all I'm going by. They got 20 guys that are ranked higher than Shedeur Sanders. Now, what they have for him, everybody's got strengths and weaknesses, right? His strengths, he's strong, wide base with good size in the lower half to generate throwing power from his legs. Repeatable, fundamentally sound throwing motion. High release point helps make up for smaller height. Good zip on passes within 25 yards. He doesn't have a cannon, right? Mental and physical toughness to step up and take a hit while delivering a throw. Good field anticipation for attacking the zone. Slippery in the backfield despite lacking of mobility. He's not the most, mobile quarterback, I guess, in the world. Not afraid to look backside of the formation on scrambles. Now, his weaknesses. Ball speed can die on him in the air beyond 40 yards. So he does not have that cannon. Release speed is average to below average, which is not good, right? Arm strength is average for NFL standards. Doesn't always finish throwing motion across his body, okay? Below average mobility, which gives a high sack rate, okay? So, which would not correspond well with the Giants' pass protection, right? Then the next highest quarterback they got is Nussmeier from LSU. He's big board rank. He's the 66th highest rated guy. Then they got the Penn State quarterback. He's number 77. So they got PFF once again. They got 3 quarterbacks listed in the top, the first round. They got 3 have first round grades, but they got Milroe is number 1, Ward is number 2, and Sanders is number 3 now. Obviously, that's what they're looking at. What Brian Daboll's looking at is quite possibly something else. Now, you did hear a lot of bad things came from Hard Knocks. A lot of bad things, right? A lot of, But one of the things, one of the things that obviously that hurt Daniel Jones' feeling is that they were talking about trading up to grab themselves a quarterback. Daniel Jones was not very happy with that. Well, Daniel Jones had an opportunity to go out and prove, oh, yeah, why did you have the quarterback? Okay, well, all right. I guess I'm going to do something about it, right? No, he didn't do something about it. But, oops, sorry, buddy. Sorry, pal. Got my buddy laying at my feet. But you did hear Daboll. I mean, Shane was asking Daboll, would you want to trade up for Daniels? And Dave was like, yeah. So, right? So, I mean, Daniels looks like, pretty darn good quarterback. Looks like the Commanders got themselves a quarterback of the future, right? So, Dave knows the quarterbacks, and once again, he was given Daniel Jones, right? Things just didn't work out. They were not able to trade up right? To get maybe the guy they want. I don't want to know if they wanted Caleb Williams. I don't know. They seemed that they did want Daniel, though, right? But Nix is doing pretty good. So, but not to wait and see. But kind of interesting to see that during the middle of the week, practice, not during the game, practice. Jesse Armstead was there. Brandon Brown was there. Joe Shane was there. So they're keeping an eye on. They're they're in the hunt for a quarterback. So be interesting to see. Obviously, as they're following, where they go. Do they go to visit the U? Right, where Ward's at? Do they go to visit Alabama? Now, the one thing is, right, and Saban would know, right, because Dabes and Saban are, pretty close, right? I mean, he picked the phone. He picked the phone up, Daboll. He picked the phone up and he talked to Coach Saban. He said, do you have anything on any of these players? And Saban, I forget exactly how it went, but he asked before the draft, and he said there was two guys that were pain in the ass, right? Pain, right? One was Malik Neighbors, and the other one was Brock Bowers. With Brock Bowers? Bowers. Well, the tight end, right? Said those guys were pains, right? So, and he was right on both occasions. Now he knows Milroe, because obviously Saban was there last year, and so was Milroe. So maybe he picks the phone up and talks to Coach Saban, right? We'll have to wait and see. But once again, it's 6 games to go, and it winds up being, there's so many teams with 2 and 3 wins. The Giants, if somehow they win a couple games, they're going to go from picks number 2 or 3, and they're going to be whatever, 10, 11 or something like that. And they might just play themselves out of the quarterback position, but we'll have to wait and see. All right, and then finally, the one thing here, right, was that since Azeez Ojulari got put on IR, that allowed the opened up a roster spot on the 53 for the Giants. So they were awarded Greg Dulcich, Greg Dulcich off of waivers. He's from UCLA. He was a second-day pick. I think he was a third-round pick overall. Now, he had a good rookie season. Now, I don't know what the passes were like or anything like that. He caught 33 out of 55 targets. So, let me see. Okay, Greg Dulcich. There you go. He played in 10 games, was it? His rookie season? Yeah, 10 games. So he started 6. He played in 10 games. He caught 33 balls for 411 yards. I think he had a touchdown. So he only played in 10 games. So if he played in all 17 games, you could see where his rookie season, he would have had quite possibly at least 50 receptions. Quite possibly for, by over 600 yards, might have another touchdown or something like that. Right? The problem is that, he played 10 games, and then after that, he's been just injury prone. Right? And this is something the Giants, bringing in a guy who's injured. Now, his second season, he played in 2 games, and this past season, he played in 4 games. And he's been a healthy scratch the past few weeks. Let me see if I get this article up here. Okay, here we go. So but he's missed a bunch of time. All right, Denver Broncos have waived tight end Greg Dulcich. The former third-round pick never hit his stride in his time with the Broncos. So, I mean, so he is, third-round pick, right? on his rookie deal. Now, sometimes it's a fresh start, right? So, but he is going to have to get those injuries, under check. Because, let's see here. Just the past 2 seasons. Okay. So he missed 15 games last season, and so far, let's just say he played in 11 games here. He only played in 4 of them, so he's missed 7 games here. So he's missed a ton of time. He's missed a lot of time the last 2 years. So let me finish reading this here. All right. According to ESPN insider Adam Schefter, the Broncos have waived third-year tight end Greg Dulcich. That signals the end of his time with the franchise, which simply put was underwhelming and disappointing. As a rookie, Dulcich flashed and played in 10 games with 6 starts. He recorded 33 receptions, 411 yards. 2 touchdowns. I thought it was 1. After his first year of production, Broncos country had high hopes for the former UCLA standout. But since then, injuries have derailed his young career. During training camp and this past offseason, head coach Sean Payton thought he had the skill set to become a joker player in his offense. I'm not sure what that is, but alas, that never panned out. Dulcich played in only 6 games during Payton's tenure with the team and has been a healthy scratch over the past several weeks. So basically, the last 2 seasons, Payton was there. Dulcich has played in a grand total of 6 games, and he's been a healthy scratch over the past several weeks. Even when he is healthy, he don't put him in there. So he doesn't even let him dress. Broncos' lack of production from the tight end position over the past few seasons has been one of the team's glaring disappointments. And, I'll tell you what, the Broncos are really starting to come on. You got to give them a lot of credit. Rookie quarterback, I tell you what, Peyton's done a pretty good job. And just imagine if they got themselves actually a pretty good tight end, how much better they could possibly be, right? In order for their offense to operate at the highest level possible, they're going to need to find a way to acquire one. And whoever wrote this article says, my bet would be on the Broncos drafting their long-term starter this spring. The 2025 NFL draft is a variety of options and is considered to be a great group of players. And we all know a tight end is a young quarterback's best friend. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Let's see. All right. So we got Dulcich was selected by the Broncos in the 3rd round of the 2022 NFL Draft, the 80th overall pick. He was the 3rd tight end chosen in the draft. Bothered by a hamstring injury during most of training camp, he was placed on injury reserve on August 31st, 2022. So basically, he comes in, training camp, boom, the hamstring. We got a problem. We got hamstring issues. What the heck, right? Dulcich was activated for Week 6 matchup against the Chargers on Monday Night Football. Scored a 39-yard touchdown from Russell Wilson in his NFL debut. He finished his rookie season with 33 catches, 411 yards, and 2 touchdowns in 10 games, of which he started 6. So basically, he missed the first, 5 games or so because they had a hamstring issue. And he pretty much played the rest of the season. Last season, on September 16, 2023, Dulcich was placed on injury reserve after suffering a hamstring injury in Week 1. He was activated on October 12th, but placed back on injury reserve 9 days later with a hamstring injury. What the? On November 25th, 2024, after being a healthy scratch for 8 straight games, Dulcich was waived by the Broncos. So then the very next day, on November 26, 2024, Dulcich was claimed off waivers by the New York Giants. So, maybe a fresh start sometimes can do wonders for people, right? But, you don't know, is there something underlying with these hamstring issues? Is it the Darren Waller kind of thing? Hamstring going to be always going to be a problem? Or is it something, something that could be maybe taken care of? Whatever. exercises, strengthening, stretching, whatever. Right? You can maybe be taken care of, but he missed a lot of time, missed a lot of games due to hamstring injuries for the first 2 seasons. But the Giants could certainly use some help at tight end. With Maine Hurts, Bellinger, Theo Johnson. Then we have Dulcich. So he's on the 53. Now that doesn't mean that he could be the same thing as what Peyton was doing. He's on the 53, but he's a healthy scratch. Now it could be the same thing here. He's on the 53, but it doesn't mean he's going to dress. He's not going to dress. Probably not for the Giants on Thanksgiving because we just got him and we're playing a game 2 games later. It's going to be a little hard for him to memorize a playbook in 2 days. So we'll have to wait and see. But the Giants got themselves a 3rd round, right, which is a higher draft pick than the Maine Hurts, Bellinger, and Theo Johnson are. So we got ourselves a. Let me see. Can I might be able to pick up his. Can I get his stats here? College stats here, or I gotta NFL draft. Oh, college stats here. He's from UCLA. College stats. All right. So what did he do at college? Dude's got a big head of hair. Right. Our receptions. His senior season, he caught 42 passes, 725 yards. He averaged 17.3 yards of reception. 2022, he only caught 26 passes, but for 517 yards, he averaged 19.9 yards of reception. So the guy, as I said, 19.9 yards of reception as a junior, and his senior season when he caught 42 balls, 17.3 yards of reception. He had 5 touchdown receptions both seasons. So, the guy in college anyway, right? He got some. He averaged some pretty darn good, decent yards per reception in college. I said his senior season was his highest. He had 42 receptions, 725 yards, and 5 touchdowns. I said his junior season, he had 5 touchdowns as well, too, but he averaged 20 yards of reception. So we'll have to wait and see. Right? Sometimes a fresh start is all you need, right? The Giants can use all the help they can get. Let's just hope that the Giants can, maybe hopefully get his hamstring issues under control. The nice thing is that he's on his rookie deal, right? So this is his 3rd season. We got one more. If he's going to be around next season, he's going to be He's a 3rd rounder, so I don't know, like 800,000 or so. So he's on the cheap. So the Giants got a bunch of cheap tight ends. You figure Maine Hurts, Dulcich, Bellinger, and Theo Johnson. They're all cheap, right? It would be nice, though, if we had a really good, decent tight end threat, like we had with Waller, unfortunately. We know what happened to him. But so Giants have themselves a tight end. All right, guys. So I'll be back again tomorrow. And actually, it's 2:00 in the morning here in Jersey. So actually, I'll be back again tonight. We'll talk about the Cowboy game, and then we got another game to look forward to on Thanksgiving. So whoever spent any time listening to me live, thank you. Or if anybody's going to spend any time watching a replay of this, once again, thank you so much for your time. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you. As always, you guys stay safe out there and go Giants. Woo! Oh, yeah.